Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So as you all know, I am doing a series on interview questions for fund accounting. This is the last video for that series. So in my prior two video, I have covered the entry level interview questions and the mid level interview question. Today I am going to cover the managerial level interview question. So as I have told previously, what are the educational qualification for apply for a fund accounting job, I am not going to repeat that. But when you are applying for a managerial level, you need to at least have 6 to 7 years of experience, and maybe it can be more than that based on the which position you are applying. Because for a managerial level interview, either it can be a people manager where it can be an entry level or a mid level manager, or it can be a higher level manager as well. Based on your experience, your designation or the position will be decided. So in my last videos, I have covered when the interviews start, it will go as tell me about yourself. I am not going to cover that. In the managerial level interview question, what comes here is you will be asked the technical question as well, but the focus will be there on your people management skill as well. So in the managerial level question, there will be two parts. One is how good in your technicals you are, and also how good your soft skills are. So I am going to cover both here as much possible. So when it comes to the technical question, it will be same like what we see in the entry level and what we see in the mid level. So obviously they can ask you what are the funds you have worked, what are the different kind of fund structure you have seen, because obviously if you are having a 5 to 6 years of experience in fund accounting, you might have seen different kind of funds. But in this role, they might ask you what are the projects you have worked, or what are the project improvements, what are the process improvements you have done. Because when you are having a 6 to 7 years of experience, you know the process, you are already working into it, and it is expected that you will do some enhancement into that process. So those are the areas you also should highlight. If you have done any process improvement or any migration you have handled, any new business you have taken, you have started a team. So even if you are not in a people manager role, suppose you have led any project, you are working as a leader into any project, and you have set up the team, you have migrated the team, worked with onshore partners, worked with your client. So those things, if you can highlight here, that will be useful for you. Because when you are working as a manager, it is expected that you will be handling a bigger role, bigger project. Then it is not expected you will be working on a single fund, right? So the interview question also align onto those areas as well. But they can ask you on journal entries. It is not like that this question will not come. They can ask you on basic corporate action. They can ask you on expenses. These questions will be there because these are the areas where any interviewer judge the conceptual knowledge for the person who is giving the interview. So I will suggest, as I suggested in my last two videos as well, that cover the expense properly, cover the corporate actions properly, then it can come liquidations of a fund, how you have handled. Because on a managerial level, as I said earlier as well, managerial level, when you are working for 5-6 years, you must have seen liquidation, you must have seen movement into the funds. If a fund manager is changing, or if a client is changing a fund from one fund to another fund, how you are working into that. Performance fees, a lot of question comes on a performance fees. And also scenario based question will be there. So definitely this scenario based question which I discussed in my prior video, which is the mid-level interview questions, I have given lot of scenarios there, and I was explaining what is the interviewer is expecting from you when they are asking a scenario based question, what are the answers they're expecting from you. So in the managerial level also, you can be assured that at least few scenario based question will be there. They can ask you about performance fee, they can ask you about crystallization period, they can ask you different types, different methods of performance fee. There are different methods how you calculate performance fee based on your fund. Like there can be investor based performance fee, NAV based performance fee. So all these things you need to be very thorough about. So prepare for those things when you are applying for a managerial level interview. So because your answers should be very simple in very layman process, but you should be good enough to convince the interviewer. Next, what comes after the technical question is, which is very important, is the managerial level question, which is the based on the people management or the team management. So in that, what can comes is, for a people management question, they can ask how you will handle a team. What is your vision for a team? Then they can ask, which is a very common question, they can ask you how you are going to handle a conflict within a team. So if you are like if you don't have a people management experience before and you are coming first time, you are applying for a people management role, still they can ask you that if you see this kind of conflicts in your team, how you are going to handle. And if you are already into a people management role for 2 years or 3 years and you are moving into a higher role, then also they can ask you what is your prior experience, how you have handled conflict into the team. Then there can be a question like let's say you have a team member who is eligible for a next role, and in your current team you don't have a position for that employee. How you are going to retain the resource there? So these are like, this is one of the interesting question I have came across, so that's why I thought I will share with you. Also there can be a question how you can delegate the work among the team members, how you are going to balance between a higher management and your team members. So this kind of managerial question comes. So see, one thing you need to understand, there is no right or wrong for a managerial questions or a people management questions when it comes to a soft skill. It is all about how you handle a situation. It is all comes from an experience as well, and you can also do some of the soft skills courses which is available for conflict management, time management, which will help you to analyze a situation and to come into a decision making process as well. Because when you are into this kind of role, you will come up with a different scenarios every day. So let's say, and it happens every day, I can say almost every day into the fund accounting world. Suppose you are valuation, your valuation is going on, your team is doing a valuation and you are almost reaching the deadline. You are about to sign off the funds within another, let's say 20-25 minutes, you have almost wrapped up everything. That time a client instruction comes, and client is clearly written that kindly add this instruction into the current day valuation. So for you, now you need to take a decision what you are going to do. So always for a fund accountant, there are two KPI. One is timeliness, one is accuracy. So what you are going to do? Are you going to hamper your timeliness and you will delay the fund and you will go ahead and process the instruction, or you are going to go ahead and finish it and take it into the next valuation? How you are going to take that call? So you have to first see the impact. What is the instruction? Analyze the instruction, whether it is a very big instruction having a huge NAV impact or a small NAV impact. Then you have to take that call, whether you are going to delay the fund or whether you are going to continue with the fund and go ahead and add it into the next valuation. Once you are taking this decision, you need to convince your client and your higher manager or your onshore partners or your client also, that you are going to take it into the next valuation. So all these things you have to do. So if you are not confident and you are not able to convince them, then it will be difficult for you, right? Because it can happen that there is a instruction came and you delayed the fund and you finished it, then later you can be questioned, right, how important the instruction was, why you delayed the funds, why didn't you at least took a call that time, or you inform the client that okay, we will post it into the next valuation. So these kind of things also come. So that's why in a managerial level, it is not always this is right, this is wrong. This is on a day to day basis, how you take a decision, how you go ahead with it, because every day you will come up with a new situation. Every day there can be multiple issues, something which happens every day, one day that is not happening. And as a manager, as a people manager or as a team manager, you need to analyze the situation and you need to take a call that time, okay, what I am going to do now, how I am going to handle this situation. So that's why soft skill is very important when you apply for a managerial role. And it is, soft skill is not only important to crack the interview, it is also important for you to deliver the job when you will be getting that job, to work in that position properly. Because as a manager yourself, you need to be very much impartial, you need to understand your team members, you need to take out the best from your team members. So you need to see each and individual person. There can be 5 members with 5 different skill set. As a manager, you should have that ability to understand what are the different skill sets every team member has, and then you need to take out the best out of them. So that's why these are the things. Obviously, as I said, it comes with practice, it comes with experience. So I wish best of luck to all of you who all are applying for interviews for any of the level. I hope this series of interview question has been helpful to you. If you have any more question, please write that into the comment section. I will be happy to answer that. Thank you very much. Keep watching.